This week in the conversation, I have a little surprise for you, interesting one. I'll be speaking with Rose Carmel Gaspard, Haitian American author, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia. This is the visit, her second visit into the conversation. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about her new novel titled Danger, Daughters of the Gods. Interesting story based on Haitian mythology. And I'm thrilled to have her again once more into the conversation. But before we get into this interesting conversation with Haitian American author Rose Carmel Gaspard, I just want to give you a quick update on the progress of Bittersweet Memories of Last Spring. As you know that it's been a week now since the book has been selling everywhere, not just on Amazon, but it appears that a lot of people do not seem to realize it. So, yeah, the book is everywhere. I mean, just that everywhere. You can get it on Barnes and Nobles. You can get it in Books a Millions. You can get it Books and Books, the book depository. Everywhere they sell books, you can get your hand into it if you so choose. So, yeah, I have also to thank all my friends, my readers and fans who have been, demonstrating a lot of interest, who have been sending me interesting messages, emails, words of encouragement. And I have to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I hope also all of you have been reading the story. You will find it also interesting. And so when book two is out, which won't be long, I promise, before the end of the year, during the holiday season, you'll be able to read the story two also, which is a sequel. This one, Bittersweet, is a sequel. So book one is, and then book two. My name is Ardain Isma, and I'm here this evening with an impeccable author, a good friend. And I'm here with Rose Carmel Gaspard. If you guys remember, we had a nice conversation last time when we talked about Book and Books Chronicle. So tonight, it's a pleasure, honor to receive once again Rose Carmel Gaspard. Rose, welcome to the conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me back again. It's always a pleasure to have conversations with you.
Okay. And you know what? There's no need to say who is Rose Carmel Gaspard because she has already been introduced. So tonight, I know you have a new novel, and I don't know to what point we'll be able to read it. But also, I know that you had Book and Books Chronicle, the story
Mhm.
of Sila Jacoby, who
Mhm.
was left in the dumpster, rescued by a nurse.
Mhm.
Interesting story. So, before we get to the new book, uh, could you give us an update of where Sila is now and how's the marketing going for Sila?
It's going pretty good. I was actually surprised because when you start off, especially when you're an indie author, they tell you, keep your expectations low. So I was actually quite surprised how well the book did. And I am currently working on book two.
Right.
And I would say that I'd say a third of the way into the sequel, and it's gonna kind of wrap up the story, and everyone will see where Scylla currently is on his quest to find the book of books and save the world.
Okay. Now, because I know the new book is titled Daughter of Gods, right?
Daughter
So
of the
is
God.
it like a sequel? This is book two from the Book and Books Chronicle, or this is a standalone book or new series?
It's a standalone book. The interesting thing about that is that I had someone recently reach out to me on and say, I hope this isn't the last we'll seen of Danger. So I'm hoping, it kind of made me curious. And I said, And then today, this afternoon, a friend of mine who just finished it said, um, this can't be the last we hear of Dungeon. So there's a question mark about whether or not there'll be more from the Daughter of the Gods. But as it stands right now, I wasn't planning on making it a series, but you never know.
It can
These
happen.
characters sometimes take you on a journey and you end up places you didn't expect.
So you're talking about one of your beta readers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how does that make you feel, when people are saying so interesting thing?
It feels good. Actually, the beta reader I saw today, she actually brought me flowers too because it's my birthday. And she said, "Yeah,
Okay.
I told you. I
Hold on
told
for a
you." That
second. You know what?
was
I've been doing so many things. I should have said that right up from the get-go. Okay, so I have to say, uh,
my.
even it's very late, but it's wonderful to have you in a conversation on your birthday. It's an honor
Thank
for
you.
me too. And I'm
Thank
wishing
you.
you to have, I would say, 100 more birthday to come. And you know
Thank you.
what? I mean it. It's not really a slogan or a joke whatsoever. Because when we writers,
Hmm.
we may be gone physically, but we
Yeah.
have already immortalized our
Yeah.
being through the achievement of our productions, our works.
Abs- Yeah. You're
So
absolutely right.
happy
Thank,
birthday.
thank you. Thank you so much. She did. She came up and she said, because we had spoken, and then she drove up and she said to me that she really, really liked the story. She liked, she bought Scylla and she read that book, but she liked it because she said, first of all, I incorporated a lot of Haitian mythology and folklore into it.
Mhm,
So it made it personal. You know
mhm.
what I mean? So whereas before, when other people were beta reading for me, I had three the last time,
Right.
it was still emotional and you got the feedback. But for this book, for Daughter of the Gods, it's a lot more personal. It's, because that's me. I'm sharing something that's me. And she said that she saw so many like aspects of my own personality in Dungeon, which I didn't see. And she's like, "You really don't see it?" I was like, "I honestly didn't see it." She was like, "The whole time I'm reading it, I can see you."
Really.
So she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "I was very impressed. I couldn't," and it made me feel a little more vulnerable. So I kind of pulled back,
Really?
like, "Ugh, yeah, I don't."
Really.
And I wasn't sure if I was going there, but it's already on paper, and I really love the story. So we'll see what happens when it goes out and more people can read it.
Let me see if I can read the synopsis for a second. I have to put on my spectacles to do that. Now we have born in Asia. Danger is gifted with the power to summon the gods at will, a gift she feared and run away from. But now someone is turning innocent into zombies, and Danger is summoned home to help Ajas discover the culprit. The three houses, Aja, Asogwe, and Bizango. I'm very familiar with, both join forces to unmask the common enemy. So Danger must work with a Bizango emperor as infuriating as he is attracted to stop the evil sorcerer before he reveals the secret to the world. Three protagonists, if I can see here, Aja, Asogwe, and Bizango.
They are houses. So the way the world, like kind of part of the world building, it's kind of like, unlike other worlds, it's a world within our world. So we have the regular modern secular world where this Haitian community resides in. And within that, there's this entire reality where they know that magic exists and things are real, and the things that go bump in the night is not a surprise to them. And within that, the fear, obviously, you got to maintain the secrecy of that kind of community in reality. And this person is not creating zombies that are going out into the world, and now there's a danger, for lack of a play on word, of their secrets coming out and affecting him. And growing up Haitian and Haitian American, there's always this fear. You know what I mean? That we hear it all the time, right? I was a teenager, oh, Haitians and voodoo and all that stuff. So that stigma, right, that follows the culture, and so they protect that secret, deeply, and now they have to find out who's doing this so that they can stop him before the larger world now perceives what's happening and endanger the entire community. Yeah.
I can see one of the aspect of it is the Bizango aspect and the Haitian
Yeah.
mythology. Bizango, to me, from my understanding, is associated with a secret society operating at night. It's the guerreros, very
Yeah.
frightened, and that can also create some pretty bad,
And
injustice in the mind of a person. Now, is that the same thing? Asogwe is Agwe, which is the god of the sea, right?
yeah, Asogwe is, they're kind of like, it's like the three houses. You have the Aja house, and the way the world is built, the world building of this fantasy world is that the Aja are chosen at birth, right?
Okay.
The spirit world kind of selects them, and they are all initiated in their sleep. They're initiated in a different realm, right? And then the Asogwe are kind of like an in between. They are initiated by other Ajas, and they're initiated by men. So, so the
There's
Aja
several
is
layers, if I understand.
absolutely. And then we have the Bizongo, who are exactly that. They are very material world. They are about getting it while the getting is good. They're about using magic to
These are
make
feared
money.
creatures.
Yeah, to make money and have fun, and basically do as they will. All is permissible for a Bizongo. So when that secret is now about to come out, and they're all going to be affected, so the three houses must unite to say, okay, this is not just my problem. This is an us problem.
Okay.
And now you have this Aja who grows up with this do no harm. You use your magic to heal and protect, who now has to work with a Bizungu who's all about, fun, good times, do whatever you have to do. And the two of them, you have that clash of culture within a culture, but they have
Right.
to work together
But
to
let me ask you
mask it.
something now. Is that this fantasy world
Mm-hmm.
has in it also a fantasizing Haitian community, right?
Yeah. Go ahead,
And
ask the question.
a fantasizing Haitian community too, like a surreal, a fictional Haitian community.
Yes, of course. I used to spend summers, every summer, my mom would pack us up in New York because we lived in an apartment, you
Mm.
got four kids stuck in an apartment for 2 months. She
Mm.
wasn't going to have that. So she would ship us to Miami every summer, and we would
Right.
spend it with because she had a house and she had her own kids. And, within the community, how family bonds are so important to us.
Right.
So every summer, I would spend all my summers in Miami for most of
Mm.
my life until I went off to college. So there's an attachment to that city. And so in the book, it's between New York, obviously where I grew up,
In
and
Miami.
Miami. Yeah. So I kind of incorporated both, but most of it in the proverbs that are used, you'll recognize it.
I can't
It's like,
wait. I can't wait. Yeah,
Guia
and
del
don't let me
Papi.
suffer too much, okay? Uh,
So all of that is in there, and uh, I integrated our history, the Haitian Revolution. I integrated our music and our food
can't
and our
wait.
story.
And you know what? One of the things that I always encourage my Haitian friends is to teach our Haitian American children
Mhm,
about our culture, you
mhm,
know, about our history as a people,
Yeah.
and I think through your book, and I hope it will be exposed to Haitian American children, uh,
Absolutely.
a young generation of Haitian American born and raised in this country who
Hmm.
simply know they are Haitians through their parents, ethnicity, but
Hmm.
in the reality, when it comes to explaining, the mythology, the culture, the reality of Haiti, its history,
Hmm.
know very little, So I think your book and other Haitian American books, and I would say, would contribute to close
Yeah.
this specific gap that is lacking. So that's what I
Yeah.
can't wait to read your book.
Thank you. And I think also there's this stigma with that, right? So when you think about, I love fantasy books and I read all kinds of mythology books. I have my son who's 11. He loves the Percy Jackson books, which is about the Greek gods, right?
Mhm.
Poseidon and Zeus. And there's no stigma in regards to those gods,
Mm,
right? And I use small g gods.
mm,
And I love this author, I think her last name is Chakraborty, and she writes about the Ifrit and other gods. And then I've read
right,
books about Egyptian gods, right?
right. Mm,
Zeus, not Zeus, I'm talking about Heru and Sekhmet and all of that. And again, there's no stigma attached to stories when the mythology is based on those gods. And recently, there's a lot of books about the Orisha, right? Oshun and Oya and Yemaya.
mm.
Again, no stigma attached to those. Everybody will pick up those books and read it without a, ew. But there's still that weird stigma with voodoo, as
Mhm.
in the Hollywood spelling of the word
Exactly.
VOOD, because it's two
VOO,
different.
and that's pretty disrespectful, I would say.
It is, and there's this ugly thing that's attached to it. So it's like, why is Oshun doesn't make you go ear, but if I say Erzuli, you're going ear. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
I hope that this book, and it's a lot to carry on a little book, but will make it, there's no stigma to it. It's the same mythology and folklore that all other cultures carried, and it
correct.
doesn't make, it's not an ugly, shameful thing. There is good and there's beauty in all cultures, and
Mhm.
hopefully that will translate. I talk about all our gods, the difference between them.
Mm.
Ezuri Danto, the protective mother, Ezuri Freda, the beautiful, sexy love goddess, and you got Ogu, the
It's
warrior
amazing
god.
to see how you weave through these names, and then while explaining them, it's interesting. It's really, it is.
It's a beautiful thing. And I am very proud of my culture. And even those stories are all integrated into it. You know what I mean? Um, and again, I know I bring it up a lot, but there's this saying that says when somebody dies and you don't talk about them, they die twice. So I always talk about my great grandmother who used to tell me stories about that, about Loco and his wind and Agwe, carrying people on the Imanu back to Guinea, and back to Africa, and those are not ugly stories. Are there ugly stories? Absolutely. There are stories that make you chills, and it's incorporated in the book as well. That in all good things, in all magical systems, there's the light, and then there's the dark, and it's just as any other magical system in any other culture in any other fantasy world. And yes, Haitians have the same thing, and I don't think we should still be in 2022, still be acting like we're ashamed of it, and we're not. If the Yoruba people in Nigeria are not ashamed of the Orisha, why should we be of the
Yeah.
Loa? You know what I mean?
And
So
something that most, if not all, or every Haitian masterpiece when it comes to literature has an element of Haitian culture, which
mhm,
referring to voodoo, or whether, imploring the gods, that you say.
mhm,
And
mhm.
I mean, the explicit way to explain Haitian culture has to go through the reality of voodoo or the gods that we know of, that we come to know of. And what makes this so unique about your work is just the fact that you use fantasy as a genre in literature to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Where most of the Haitian writers, they simply directly get into it, you know.
Yeah. I think that's why I love fantasy books. It's the what ifs, it opens this door that allows you to be in a space that is kind of safe, right? Because it's fantasy, but I can still teach you while I'm telling you this amazing story. And I hope I do that with the book because, like I said, I do integrate the Haitian Revolution. The Cérémonie Bois Caïman is mentioned in it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I talk about Défilé and Dessalines, and all of them come in, and it's kind of like this hodgepodge, this beautiful legume of different things,
Like
and
that.
then delicious,
A
and it comes
stew
out.
of different things in
Yes.
that.
To showcase and to introduce the world to this really beautiful culture. And I'm just, it's so beautiful. Haitians to me, we're so beautiful, and there's so much here, and I want to share that with the world. I don't
And
think,
you know
I
what?
mean,
Rashmi Dash, who read the Bittersweet, and the many things, many elements of Haitian culture, me and the story. So she asked me these specific questions because the protagonist coming to the United States, the first
mhm.
thing he asked for was du riz au lait, which is rice pudding. She says, why is that? I mean, is that something special when it comes to celebration of it? And so, of
Yeah.
course, I can't think of any Haitian children who wouldn't be interested in,
I can
rice pudding or soup jumeau. Or, you know,
This one has transcended. Subjumo has transcended. It no longer belongs to the Haitian community. Everybody loves,
everybody
um,
loves that.
you know what I mean? And I'm hoping that it does the same thing with this. And like I said, it's a lot for a little book, but I'm hoping if it could at least open the door and make other Haitian writers go, it's a possibility that it's okay. We
Mhm.
can talk like it's a normal thing. You don't see the Greeks going, ooh, when somebody says Zeus. So why should you?
And you know why? That's what what makes I'm reiterating it again because you use fantasy as a genre and to do
Mhm.
that, to teach this specific lesson. I mean, you do the legwork by building a world, with the inclusion of Haitian mythology in it. So
Yeah.
to me, it's a double work. I like that. I
I
like
can't wait
that.
for you. I can't wait for you to read it. I think you're gonna be one of the first people I'm gonna have to reach out to and say,
I
did you
mean,
finish?
now you see, before an audience and the thousands of people will be watching this because they love you when you talk to me. So, you promised that I'll be the
Yes.
first one to read. So I'm just
Let's
waiting.
I'm gonna as soon as it's on the shelves, I'm going to then you gotta
Okay, I have to
finish.
fly off the shelf and get it. Okay. All right. Okay. So now, you said also with the book and books chronicles, you do
Mhm.
have book two, I would say, in the series that also in the
Yeah.
works.
Yes. I'm still Sin line's a little heavier, and I was thinking that this morning why I had to kind of put it aside for a little bit to finish Daughter of the Gods because it's two different mentalities that I have to go in. God, Daughters of Gods are happening right now in this
Mm.
current time. It's very urban, it's very raw and right here. Whereas
Right.
Silla kind of takes me to a quieter, softer place with
Hmm.
a lot of introspection. So I had to put it aside and I finished this, but I want to say a third of the way, and I've gotten the notes back from the parts that I've already sent, and it's all been really, really good. So I'm in track with it, and I'm hoping to have that out at least by summer of next year, and to have Daughter of the Gods out by December for the holiday season.
Okay. So it's all planned. And I,
Yeah, we have so much on our plates. If we don't have a plan, it's just gonna
yeah,
unravel.
yeah, you have to learn to prioritize things as professionals. We need to do that.
You do,
So,
you do.
my next question now, besides our Twitter community, which is flourishing, um, in Atlanta, where you live, do you have also some sort of workmanship with other Haitian American writers in the area of Atlanta?
I am it that I know of here. Yeah, yeah, I am it. There's a Haitian community here. We're here, but there aren't that many authors that I've reached out to. I know a couple of people, but they have different things. One is a candle maker, so she's kind of an entrepreneur, and we do discuss, having running a business and trying to engage our community
Right.
in our business and how difficult.
Mhm.
You know how we are, how difficult
Mhm. It's not easy.
participate in each other's business.
Mhm.
And one of them, and another one who has a facial, she does facials and manicures and all that stuff. And she, again, a small business owner. And we do talk about it. And yes, we're inclusive. It's not, selective. Like I only do it for, my people's kind of thing.
Mhm.
But it's hard to get us to participate and really be full runners in our own success for the
Mhm.
individuals. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So sadly, I'm the only writer in that group.
I remember back in 2015 when I released on Midnight at Noon, I was invited to speak before a large group of high school students. They were all Haitian American students at a high school near downtown Atlanta. I know I'm not familiar, but I remember it was very close to downtown. And then that school was packed with children. I'm very proud of the Haitian heritage. They brought in
Hmm.
the Haitian flag. They were dancing the compas. They were very, and I was really amazed. Since I left Miami, I was never,
Hmm.
in a venue where I watched children, American children, celebrating Haitian culture with
Oh
such a
yeah,
fever. They were feverish. So I remember that. So I have faith in the community, a Haitian community in Atlanta. If I would say writers would want to contribute to,
yeah,
I would say, to integrate more Haitian writing or Haitian literature into the mainstream uh,
yeah,
of American literature, I would say, then it might not be too difficult because skilled writers like you can make a difference. And if you do
right,
have other people to work with you, the difference will be even greater. So,
yeah. That's my hope. I sometimes, I don't remember who said the quote. He said, "The world will change when, you're planting trees under whose shade you'll never sit." I don't mind being the person who plants the tree. You know what I mean? If I'll never sit under the shade, that's okay. I just want to make sure that the seed was planted, even if I just started, and then other, fantasy writers and other authors, period, start
mm,
love stories,
mm,
romance novels, detective novels, horror novels,
mm.
any of those, and incorporate and start telling our stories. I would consider my purpose fulfilled and my job on this earth done.
Okay, these two projects, um, we expect completion. The first one, Danger,
Mhm.
by the end of this year, probably.
Yep. Should hit the shelf by right before the holiday season.
Okay, fantastic. And you know what? So that means I will have it as a gift to my wife and also
Oh,
to some other friends too. And yeah, and also this is the time I plan on releasing book two because the Bittersweet is a sequel. So I plan on releasing books. So I have book two for those folks and also Danger for them too. So
well,
we got
you
two Haitian masterpieces in the works for the holidays. That's that.
love it. It's the gift that keeps on giving. I love giving people stories, so it's great.
We
I can't
Haitians,
wait for book. I
we
should get
are
it in a couple.
natural storytellers. So that's what people really love us so much. And
There's something though amazing about telling someone a story. You know what I mean? It connects the two people, the storyteller and the one receiving the story, in a on this higher level that it's hard to explain. But everything inside of you quiets down when you're listening to a story. For a few minutes, it takes you somewhere that you didn't expect. And I think that's why I love it so much. I want to do it, and even if it means I'm up late, working on the book, and I got to get up early so I could get some work done before I start my day. It's a work of passion, and for
Let me
that,
ask you something. This specific question I asked to some of the authors too. Are you a night owl?
yes,
You are?
I am. I have the kids and the dog, which you heard earlier, and when everyone is sound asleep and the house is quiet,
Uh-huh.
stay up and I'll get a lot more done. Or when thank God school, they go back to school, and then I'll get a few hours during the day when before the bus drops them off. But I'll write way into the early mornings.
Okay. You know what? We can talk forever. I feel so proud when I have a Haitian American writer talking to me, and then we find common ground in so many aspects.
It's
So
not
it's
bad.
really lovely. And I believe that that was one of the reasons why during our first conversation, there was so many people, reacted to it. Uh, and I think this one is going to be even greater because,
Good.
yeah, because everything that we just said, you know, uh, deeply rooted, in our culture and our
You know,
pride as a people. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's one of the things I love our conversations, because it's like that same joy and pride and love is reflected back to me, and it feels good when
Yeah.
you're talking to someone who loves your culture and our lives, all the stories of our childhood and everything we brought to this country with us, and can celebrate it right along with us, and that's what makes our conversation so great. And I enjoy coming to the conversations, and I hope to come
You
back
do?
soon.
Okay. So that means this is not the last one. So so when Danger is published, I'm inviting you back into the conversation to really for the big announcement, for the
Happy
big
to come.
launch. Yeah.
I'll, I'll be happy to come back.
Okay, great. On that note, I'm just gonna say it's been more than a pleasure to have with me once more in the conversation impeccable, very proud Haitian American writer, Rose Carmel Gaspard.
Thank you. It was great being here again.